So at this point, I made some hazard gear because I had those congealed gas balls from those gas condensers or whatever they're called. So I go ahead at this point and I decide to go big, and I use the glider suit attachment on my hazard suit to fly down to the radiation zone in search of rock drake eggs. So this is actually my second attempt. The game crashed when I came down here to do it the first time, so I lost all that footage. So after attempting it the first time and the game crashing, I decided to just go ahead and upgrade my gear before coming down and trying it again. So this is my second time being down here, so I was able to kind of just go right straight where I needed to go because it refreshed my memory really fast. So I used the grappling hook once again to help me navigate this place a little bit, and then just using the wingsuit to glide my way through. So I do have a plan here, but we'll have to see if it actually ends up working out. So I'm just flying along, I see the nest, I see the egg there, I'm like, okay, cool. I got a little greedy, I grabbed the egg too soon, and I didn't have my grapple hook detached, so the rock drakes got to me way faster than I wanted them to. And then I tried to grapple hook away here, and then my thought was I can wingsuit away, but the problem is the wingsuit gets a little funky if you get hit, so it makes you stop gliding, and then everything with Ark is just a little buggy sometimes, so I pressed the button, it delayed by a second, and then, yeah, so now I just fell and lost like half my health. So at this point I just have to try to make a run for it, because my whole plan is falling apart here. And so you can't sprint and shoot this at the same time, which is also a big downside to it. And then these rock drakes are so stinking fast.
Well, they can just climb up the rocks that you're like grappling to.
And at this point my armor starts breaking, so I'm like, yeah, I'm screwed. Like, there's no way. So that was a failed attempt.
I'm glad that you failed at least a couple times, because I was just barely managing to try and, tame a raptor or something, or a Ravager, and you're down there getting freaking rock drakes. So, it's nice that you didn't just have a completely easy time getting them.
No,
but...
it was not easy whatsoever. I mean, it's not supposed to be easy getting down there and doing all that stuff.
I'm trying to hit this far enough away where I can separate it from its buddies.
Yeah, that's hard to do because they all kind of aggro together.
Yeah, it didn't work. And they're all after.
Heck.
And some of these I do think should have hit and they didn't stop. So I don't have an explanation for why I could not get them stuck with my
This game is just
bowlers there.
gonna
But
drive me
another
bonkers.
death. just add it up.
And there's no way for us to track how many times we died because we actually ran into a lot of issues with the mods and whatnot. So there were several times that we were having to try to respawn to reset things because mods weren't working properly,
right
or the map wasn't working properly.
Yeah, every time it would crash, I would lose any of the map that I had unveiled. So right there when I respawned, it looked like I hadn't been anywhere on the map. But really, I've been trying to adventure around looking for metal, so I've been in a good chunk of the green zone, but you can't even tell.
Yeah, we were just having all sorts of issues with Aberration. And I was doing some research on it, and apparently it was common for a lot of people to have issues with this map in just a lot of different ways.
I had ran out of trinkets.
Yeah, no, you didn't. You just were clubbing it. You still had some. You're just a savage and like to bonk things. Did you craft more?
I think my bow, maybe my bow broke.
I don't know what happened there, but you pulled out your club and just started clubbing it.
There was a reason.
I don't know. I can only do so much with the footage that you gave me. So, when we recorded this, we recorded it obviously we were next to each other, but we had put up things to keep us from being able to see each other's screens. So even though we're sitting side by side, we can't see each other's screens. And so she was in charge of recording all of her stuff. I was recording all mine. So when I put this all together, I just did the best I could to just piece it together timeline-wise without actually watching it, because I wanted to be able to sit here and watch it with her for the first time. Obviously, I had to see bits and pieces of it to be able to piece it together chronologically. But otherwise, I'm kind of just watching this for the first time. Yeah.
See, I was out.
Yeah,
now I'm out.
Yeah. You with the savage just running around with a club bonking things.
And so these guys really do have a lot. You have to put a lot of torpor on them.
Yeah.
So, but I was so proud. I was like, oh, I'm finally getting something. There's a high-level Ravager. This is gonna be great. But Ark. So it's
You don't even have words for it, huh?
No.
So what's going on here? You're getting attacked by Yinlings?
Well, so yeah, the Yinlings, and because it was on neutral, because that's like the normal thing that it does.
Yeah.
It's trying to attack it back, and of course it's like kiting it away, and so I'm like, okay, don't attack because I want you to just follow me. Like, you're brand new, you have like not a lot of health yet.
Man.
And so I was just trying to make my way back to my base. I'm using I think it's the dodo maybe or something, to guide me back to my base. Yeah, Dylan's goal. And I just, I'm trying to find the quickest way back to get my Ravager back to sort of safety, but I keep getting attacked by these stupid Yinlings.
Oh my gosh.
And then it's getting attacked way back here, but it's on passive, so it's just standing there getting eaten.
You stupid
by
fucking thing.
Yeah, so it's a whole pack of Ravagers, and there it goes. There the soul went, and I'm like, well, that was short-lived.
You try to run away, they just keep following you.
I was like, I was just trying to get back to my base, man.
Yeah. Great. Fucking great.
You sound real happy.
Yeah. I mean, this is when I was really losing hope about this map at all. Like, we knew, I'm not the greatest Ark player, and I just sort of survive most of the time, and kind of understand the concept. But, on this map, I wasn't even surviving.
Yeah. I honestly, there for the longest time, thought we were going to have to stop, because I don't want you to have to play something that you're not enjoying, and if you're not enjoying this, then it's not worth
to make me bang
sitting
my
here
head
just
against
to make
the
a
wall.
video on for entertainment value.
But here we are, hours in at this point, and I still only have a Parasaur.
Yeah.
Because every time I train or do something, I lost my Raptor, I lost my Ravager, even saw a Shinehorn in there, I think, because I had already lost it too. It was just constant of every time I tried to tame something, I couldn't even get back to safety before it was dead again.
Right. So yeah, after failing the last couple times, I had to get more of those congealed gas balls. So it took me a minute, so I just kind of had to wait for them to spawn to repair my armor and upgrade it again. So I went back down for my next attempt. So I grabbed the egg again, and I start to fly away. I make it a bit further this time, but they're right on my butt the entire time. And I'm trying, and I'm running desperately. I almost fall in the raw element there. I think that's what that is. I know it damages you if you go in it, so you don't want to go into it. So I'm just slowly trying to grapple hook my way up out of here to at least get away from these rock drakes, and it just constantly is biting my butt. And then, yeah, my pants broke there. So I actually realized that my pants didn't quite get as much of a bonus as the rest of my stuff did, so they were weaker than the others.
And here I was like, okay, at this point, I'm ready to tame anything that's a high-ish level. And I was like, actually, bears can be pretty good. So I have this bear, and I managed to get up on this rock, and I think I used, foundation and a roof to get up on a rock that I knew then if I took the roof away, the bear couldn't follow me up. And then, of course, it's not trapped, so as soon as its torpor's up, it runs.
No.
And bears, they run pretty fast. As well as the vegetation is pretty high, and so it's hard to see it. And then you can see there the bear morphed through me, and I lost it.
Yeah, it went to your left
there. I saw it for a second there just on this video, but I feel like in person, I just completely lost it. And then I'm mad because at this point I'm I was so close to getting this high level bear, and now I can't find it. And I was just so angry that I was so close to, again, trying to make progress, and my progress just, ran away.
I think for a split second there I might have seen it running the other direction.
Poof. Gone.
I don't know,
yeah,
but it's just completely disappeared, and I was so mad.
So
So this is when I was like, okay. I think I was going down to the blue zone because I finally figured out that the rocks gave me metal. And then I saw this Megalosaurus and I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm going to try for anything and I know these things are good. So I like make this taming pin and get it to come after me. And I know with the new Ark mechanics, taming pins don't work as well, but they can still be useful. And so I'm trying to like get it in here, and you know it's not exactly cooperating, but I'm like, you know, and this taming pin is not far from my base, so I'm like, if I die, it's not the end of the world. So I'm just gonna try because at this point I need something to help me survive this god awful map. So it like I lost it.
You thought it was it, but it was a rock.
Yeah,
Getting
it like
somewhere, getting
disappeared because
tame
it like
something.
went through the rocks, and so I'm trying to find it again,
Just
and then
fucking
it's like
Oh,
snuck
look,
up
it's
on
just
me.
like, hey.
Yeah, exactly. Like eek, run.
It's stuck. Now
Yeah,
you're stuck on
yeah.
the rock, and it's got you.
And yeah,
Yep.
so I die.
Eat
But like I said, you know, I spawn at my base because it's like just, you know, just a ways away. It doesn't take long to get back to it. So then I'm still trying to get it over to this taming pin and trying to shoot it through the bushes so I don't have to get too close. And it doesn't want to cooperate. So
This
I'm like,
taming
well,
pin has become a shark cage.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was, kinda. So I'm just shooting it and using the taming pin to shield myself from getting eaten from it, hoping that eventually I might be able to get it worked into it. But I was desperate.
Well, now your bow is broke. And
Yeah. And I needed wood, I think, or fiber. I kept running out of fiber. That's what it was. And it comes and eats me again. Because why not? I don't remember how many times I died trying to tame this, but I was just like, at this point, I am not giving up on this dang thing. And so I go back after fixing my bow.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't wait too long, the torpor shouldn't go down
Yeah,
much. So
and that's what I was
collectively over
hoping.
time, you might knock it out without.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was like, I'm just gonna keep at it. And thankfully, in this spot, there really isn't a lot that spawns right in this spot, so it was working out okay. And then I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna use this to shield me from it. And then it would run away for a little bit, and I would get excited, like maybe its torpor was up, and then it would just come back and eat me again. And like, it's kind of petrifying.
jeez.
It could just barely not reach me, but it's not hitting me, so I'm surviving.
Donk.
Yeah.
Right in the head.
Well, and I was worried that it was like glitching and like not hitting it or not working for a little while. And my bow broke again.
Oh,
And I
jeez.
still don't have enough fiber to fix it, if I remember right. So yeah, I go
Oh
clubbing
my-
it again.
Oh my
The trusty
gosh.
club.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then again, I thought it was running away because it had torpor, and then
If-
can't fit through
Damn it.
those two columns. So I didn't get back at my taming pin. Oh, this is when I was like, I don't know. Because I'm hitting it with my like club, but I'm like morphed into it. It was a process.
Apparently.
Yeah, but I was just determined. I was like, I cannot give up on this now. Like,
Oh, and then just
but
snag
then
you.
because it snagged me, it's like in it. I was like, okay, let's kite it in here just a little bit more and come around and shut the door, and then I won't have to worry about it again. And I was
Nice.
like, yes. And then I realized, I guess I already knew because I remember when I was kind of spying on it when I first found it, it had a baby, and I was like, this is gonna be a 2-for-1 because if I tame it, not only will I get it, but I'll also get the baby.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm feeling confident because I'm like, it's stuck now. So even if a torpor goes up, it can't get away from me like the bear did.
Yeah.
And it can't eat me. But again, I ran out of trank arrows.
Oh my
So back to the
gosh.
club again. I'm like, it's gonna eat me if I'm clubbing it, but the torpor was high enough. It wasn't trying to eat
Yeah.
me now. It's trying to escape.
Now it's actually trying to run.
Yeah.
So
But back to the club.
even that club.
Well, like when you run out of trank arrows, and I couldn't find metal, so I didn't have a crossbow, so it's just a bow. Like, it takes so many arrows for these bigger creatures that, like, you gotta have a backup. I was afraid I was hitting the baby.
Oh, there it went.
Oh
Yep,
my
I was
club
so
goodness.
excited.
That's a good. Oh my
this?
Yes. Yes.
Finally making some kind of progress, huh?
Oh yes. And Miss Dylan's gonna watch this video and is gonna crack up laughing.
Oh, me.
Yeah, I feel like that was
in the
pretty
best
accurate.
way, I think.
Ridiculous.
Well,
You
Hey.
and that club.
Determined,
Oh
though.
my goodness.
Yeah, I have to give it to you. I mean, you
Did say-
managed to get it.
But yeah, between me using the
yes.
club and like it just barely not being able to reach me and me shooting it, I figured you would get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
But I was just so excited because I was
It's
losing
definitely a
hope, and I finally was
turn
like,
for the
oh my
better,
gosh,
but-
and it's a 145 at that,
We all
so
know
it's
how
not
Ark
just a
is,
puny
second turn
one,
around on a
and I
heartbeat.
have a baby, and it's a male, so I'm like, worst comes to worst, I can breed these. Of course, then later I realized obviously you don't get the bonus because it's a baby, so it's not really great to breed those two together, but
It's still something.
yeah, I have two decently leveled creatures aside from just having a parasaur now.
Yeah. So we're back over here to me, and so I'm sure you could hear me say a second ago, like, all right, because I was determined this time that I was going to get it. So I had upgraded my gear one more time. I knew the pants were a little weaker than all the rest, so I upgraded the pants again and like just made everything a little stronger so I could tank more hits. So I found this egg, I fly through, I play chicken with this rock drake and fly right past it, somehow managing to not get hit by it. And so I'm flying my way back through, and you can hear like the whooshing sound as it's like chasing me from behind. But because I'm flying so fast with this glider, I'm barely able to keep away from it, and like you can hear it right here coming after me, but I'm just barely keeping ahead of it. And I know that like if I can just kind of get it snagged on some rocks or something, or just like get far enough away, I might be safe. So I just keep grappling and gliding and doing the best I can, and I see my objective right here. I kind of get stuck for a second. I know where I'm trying to get to because I had this all planned out in my head. It's just a matter of, am I going to be able to make it happen? And so I find the spine here, and I attach to it, and then I realize, oh my gosh, I might actually do this. So as you can see here, I start to do this long, tedious process of using the grappling hook to grapple my way up the spine with the egg in my inventory. So I had made it a thing in my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had to give you some props because you did do it legitimately. Because
I had it in my head that I didn't want to just get it from like going down dying and just having it in my inventory. I felt like that was cheap and like cheating. So I kept the eggs that I got, but I made a vow to myself that I wouldn't use them until I legitimately pulled this off. So I decided I was going to grapple hook my way back out of this thing.
that's quite the adventure.
Yeah, it took forever.
I literally never got anywhere near the red zone. Here I'm like panicking because I'm like, these are basically brand new, and I was so excited to get them, and now the nameless are coming after me. And once these things get going, I'm not 100% on their mechanics, but I'm pretty sure if you don't kill them fast enough, they just keep spawning. So then it's like this cycle of them just constantly spawning and me killing them kind of barely in some aspects, and then more spawning, and I'm kind of working up toward my base too, and I'm like, but I don't want them to be spawning like right next to my base, but I also don't want my creatures to die. But then part of me is also thinking, well, my creatures are killing these, so they're getting levels from them, and that will help me. But I was struggling, and I was super worried that I wasn't going to get away from these, and super worried that my finally, tamed Megalosaurus were going to die from these things. And then, of course, I die from them, too. Because I don't have a saddle yet, because it takes metal, again, to make a saddle, hadn't factored that part in. But yeah, I ended up getting close enough to my base where my other creatures were attacking it. I must have lost the footage of the Styracosaurus. It was just a cute little thing. But yeah, so then all of them attacking it, I think I finally killed it fast enough where they stopped spawning. So But it was a scary moment because I was like, I finally felt like I was getting somewhere, and then it was just this cycle of these stupid nameless just constantly spawning.
And meanwhile, you can see I'm still
Slowly working
this. You don't realize how much footage I had to cut out of
I'm
just
sure
me.
it took forever.
I mean, I am literally just slowly climbing, and like it's.
Not for
I'm
me.
sitting over here sweating because I know if I make one wrong move
And you fall.
and I fall, I'm gonna have to do it all over again.
Yeah.
It's like that one stinking game that people were playing, like that Always Up or whatever game. The one,
yeah.
like where you had to like keep climbing. If you fell, you fall all the way down. And so I'm sure you can hear in the footage right here of just me just being like, oh my gosh, like every time, like. So I start trying to get a little ballsy here. I'm using the wingsuit to like help me get to like the other sides and whatnot. Because there gets to be spots where it's like you can't just go straight up anymore. There's like big lips and stuff that you'll get stuck on. And the grappling hook almost screwed me there.
Yeah, it was gonna fling you
Yeah,
off.
it was gonna fling me. So this is where I start to get higher, and now the rocks are starting to get there. And I'm like, wait a second, I can start to do with the rocks as well. And so I start doing this weird like leaping back and forth. So I leap from the spine itself over to the rocks. And so this is helping me get more out of every jump. So I'm essentially just kind of leaping my way back and forth, jumping all the way up. And so I can see right here, this is like right on the edge of like the red zone entrance, I believe. I didn't want to go from here because there's a long path that you have to go up. So from here, I have to get really crazy with it because the distance gets even further. I actually missed that one, but luckily there was a thing there. So from here, I'm towards the top now, and I know I'm getting close, but I have to kind of glide my way back and forth now rather than just climb straight up. I probably just could have went to the rocks, but I was kind of at this point having fun with this because I knew I was kind of home free. So I just kind of glided back and forth a couple times and just used the grappling hook to get more height each time. So it's just a longer leap back and forth, basically. And so here at this point, I'm like, okay, I think I only need this one more. I think this might do it. And then my reaction to this is one of a lot of relief because I knew, like, okay, I've made it out of this crap. I don't have to do this again because it was very sweaty climbing my way all the way up this stinking thing.
Yeah, because once you have one rock drake, then you know you can just climb back up.
Yeah, getting more rock drake after you have one is really easy. You can just use them to climb up the wall. It's not a problem at all.
Mhm. Oh, the nameless.
Yes, there's nameless there, and then like it. Yeah, naturally I run into all sorts of stuff on my way out of here.
Oh my gosh. Run past that.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
At least it was busy.
Yeah, it
Yes.
was busy. It didn't see me.
I think you're coming up to my base, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm just right up that way.
Yeah.
But you don't pass my taming pin,
No,
so you still didn't find me yet.
no, I didn't see anything here.
But it was definitely right down from my base. You just came up a little differently. Yeah, because you literally went right past it.
Yep. Because this is where I knew to jump down at.
Whatever
Yeah.
craziness you did,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna scoff, roll your eyes, and maybe laugh a little bit at the ridiculousness that I just did.
Oh yeah.
So I said that as my game had crashed and whatnot, I was trying to like make everything to hatch these rock drake eggs. I actually forgot that rock drakes are opposite. You don't need heat to.
You need
You need
cold.
cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to make an air conditioner here. I used one of the auto Ark air conditioners that are actually way stronger. So instead of having
Smaller.
and smaller, so instead of having to build like a billion air conditioners, I just made one.
But I wasn't rolling my eyes, like, looking, because honestly a little bit impressed and, you know, kind of proud to some extent that you didn't cheat too badly. Like, you legitimately got one before you started hatching them, so...
Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to make it unfair, and I try to be fair with this. I know that this isn't like the game that you're the best at, and so I know that I have an advantage going against you in this, so I try to limit myself a little
You're just way better at cheesing the game than I am.
bit. A little bit. Speaking of which,
Yeah, you know.
what is going on here?
I'm legitimately like in this. So, you know, I was feeling good and I went back down to the blue zone, I think again, because at this point the only way I'm finding to get metal is those blue rocks. And, you know, I'm at the very edge of the blue zone, so sometimes things spawn there, including another Megalosaurus that's another 140 or 145, I can't remember, but it's a male, and I'm like, since my male was just the baby, I was like, oh, this will be a better pair for my female. So I decided to try and do it again, and this one turned out a little bit differently because it never got in the pin, but I still did the whole, like, using the pin to, you know, as a shark cage, as you said earlier, to, like, save myself. But now his torpor is high enough that he's running, so I'm gonna have to, like, chase him and shoot him. And I'm worried, I was like, oh shoot, don't go down there. There's all sorts of junk down there. But I did, you know, did manage to knock him out, so...
All that Call of Duty we've been playing paid off. Those shooting skills.
I don't think so.
You were hitting some pretty good shots there.
I was getting it, but I'm getting better. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's a cute little Shinehorn, and it's like a 142 or something. So I was like, well, since I had lost my other Shinehorn, I'll get another one. But I couldn't remember what mushrooms, so I like went through and yeah, not the right ones. Let's try another.
You realize that spyglass that you have tells you what you need, right?
Oh, tips. I know. I'm still like, you know, you've played more with a lot of these mods and stuff than I have, so I'm still adapting to the new stuff.
Yeah.
I played a lot of basic Ark.
Well, obviously I played a lot of basic Ark as well. I'm just, you know, we play with some mods on that don't like necessarily break the game, but just add some nice value to it.
So yeah, now I have the Megaloceros and Saurus, sorry.
Megaloceros is a deer.
Yeah, and I realized that when I went to make the saddle the first time, I actually made one for the deer, and I was so mad because it took metal too, and so that I was out of metal. But I had seen these Gigantoraptors, because it's a new creature for us too.
Yeah, it's new.
And they had babies, but it's not the same babies as everywhere else, because you actually like tame it using the baby. And so I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna try for one of these. These are cool, and because I had lost so much hope, I was honestly just doing things that like I wanted to do versus necessarily things to advance myself, because I was kind of losing the fun of Ark. So I was like, I'm gonna go for one of these. And so you have to like distract the mother and then like basically like play with the baby in the nest. But to distract the parent or whatnot, you have to use like fertilized eggs. And I wasn't sure how many or exactly how this worked. And then I had looked up how to tame them, and they said that you could like catch them with the billboards. So I was trying that, but it kept eating me.
So I'm just going to let this portion play here for you guys to watch. I edited this all together as I was compiling footage, and it was fun to edit together, so enjoy. I do have to appreciate this hilarious contrast of you running for your life with dramatic music playing and me just sitting up here in literal crickets.
Yeah.
What?
Sazu.
I doubt it.
You're a rock drake?
How would you have seen that? It's,
Invisible? I saws it.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Nothing.
Nothing? What do you mean nothing?
When I saw you headed down that way, I thought for sure it was game over because my base was literally right down there. And I was like, well, it's over now. And yet somehow you didn't find it.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it, and I can't see you here, which is one of the downsides to these whole things of like trying to hunt you is like it's really hard to see somebody. So even though I was literally 2 feet away from you there for a second,
Yeah.
I couldn't see you, so I straight up lost track of you.
But it's like you're zoomed out because you're on the rock drake, and I'm just a person in a ghillie suit in the bushes, laying down.
Yeah, no, I straight lost track of you, but I did see the taming pin down there, so I had it in my head of like, you have a taming pin down here in this area. I killed you in this area earlier, and now I see you running around down here, like trying to tame something. Clearly, you're pretty active in this area, so you have to be at least somewhere near this area. I can't, especially knowing how hard of a time you were having. I didn't figure I would find you that far away from your base.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, that tame was not very far. Not only because it was a high level, but I also just wasn't trusting myself getting very far from my base. And right after that, we actually took a break, and then you decided to give me a little hint as to where you were.
Yeah.
So you had told me that you were near one of the waterfalls, and I was like, well, I'm near one of the waterfalls, so it must be the other waterfall. So this is me venturing to the other waterfall, and then I saw you, and I was like, oh shit, I hope he doesn't see me again. But then
Yeah,
I was like, oh, you're like, oh, you're by the waterfall. And I was like, you're probably right over the waterfall. Because I thought you were coming out of your base.
Right, yeah, no. And I guess I forgot to mention at some point in this video, I did move my base, but the game crashed and I lost the footage of me moving my base. So my base is no longer up there on that cliff. I just put it at the entrance to the surface. I'm sure that for the keen eye viewers earlier, when I was hatching, couldn't find words there for a second. I was hatching those rock drake eggs. I was in that new base area.
But then I was looking all around here just to make sure, because I was like, well, maybe he's just over the cliff, and I don't have a great way of getting over there right now. But then I come up this way, and I found that gas congealer, so I was like, oh, I wonder if he's up here on this cliff. So I'm kind of like slowly, like, kind of staying in the bushes, because I'm still pretty small, only on my Ravager, and just kind of slowly making my way, watching and looking around to see, if your base is here. And then come to find out it's not.
Yeah, so it's a good thing I did move it.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, you were on your rock drake, and then, you moved so fast, and I was trying not to get seen by you. Like, we completely missed each other otherwise.
Yeah, I didn't even see you there.
Yeah, so I was just, like, looking around this area, and obviously you're not here anymore. So.
Yeah, like I said, I was just up the way a little bit.
Which kind of, like, you weren't really by the waterfall.
I told you I was somewhere around where that waterfall
I feel
is.
like that hint wasn't great.
I was going to give you another hint in like another hour or two to try to help you narrow it down. But before I could give you that hint, I was running around back in this area where I'd seen you before, looking around, and I happened to look over this cliffside here because I'm like, well, maybe she did, because I had it in my head. I was like, there's no way she's brave enough to build in the blue zone.
See, and that's what, like,
And
my
so
thought process of being on the edge is because you wouldn't expect it of me.
And I look down and I see, oh, look at this. There's a Styracosaurus down here and a metal or a stone structure. So I'm like,
Yeah.
there's the base. So what you're actually not going to see here is I did get greedy and attack the base once, and the game crashed. So I actually died because the game crashed. Like, I got like it like pushed me into the ground with her Megalosaurus when I attacked them, and so I couldn't do anything, and so they killed me. So I had to revive my rock drake and
I
then
was
go
say,
get
they
my
did
stuff.
kill your rock drake
Yeah, they
once.
killed my rock drake because I got like pushed down into the ground and like meshed in and like couldn't do anything. So, and then it crashed the game. So I hurried up and I made a bunch of explosives and stuff, and I had actually in a supply drop found a bunch of grenade launcher ammo, which is actually one of the mods for like additional weapons and stuff. So I had all this grenade launcher ammo that I wasn't using, so I just hurried up and made a grenade launcher. and some C4, and just kind of went to town on your base here. Because at this point I was frustrated because like it had taken me so long to find your base, and then like when I finally actually try to have this big battle with you, the stinking thing crashes and like I get meshed into the ground, and I knew that you weren't having a good time with this game.
No,
at this
because I
point,
realized that you had found my base because of something. I don't remember what. I was in the area and like saw you, and then like realized that I found your bag because you had died. And so I was back at my base and realized that you had found it, and I was like, well, shucks. Like, but at this point, I've kind of just been like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to combat you. And so I did grab like one of the stronger Megalosaurus that I had left and like took it away. And I thought about trying to take my other creatures away from my base too, to just like set up elsewhere or something, but I was just kind of over it at this point.
Yeah, Aberration was kicking your ass.
And like, even though I could have taken them, like taking a group of dinosaurs on this map is like impossible without getting stuck on everything.
and you didn't have cryopods.
No, I didn't. I had never found any, or you know, I definitely wasn't advanced enough to make my own.
Yeah,
so.
and you might have seen earlier, I upgraded mine to like the actual like modded cryopods. I got rid of the ones. I actually had an issue where when I went to breed my Megalosaurus, I popped both of them out in rapid succession, and with regular cryopods, you have cryosickness. With the modded cryopods that we have, you don't. And so I was like, oh, like let me throw these out and get these breeding, and I threw them out in rapid succession and got cryosickness, and I had to wait like 30 minutes before the one woke up so I could breed them.
You are a bit ridiculous in the fact that you literally had to completely like demolish every single thing. Like I
didn't demolish every single thing.
I mean, everything but the statue. And
I left the statue so you could revive
even
everything.
then, like, because the way you were doing it, like, if my statue was in there, like, you didn't...
Yeah.
You could have totally, like, destroyed my statue without even knowing it because the way you were destroying my base. And then you had to stick around and kill the one last creature that I had remaining and, like, the couple little spots that were left. And it's like, you'd already gotten the goal, so like, why?
I just wanted to make sure, because with the mod popping up, and you'll see right here with the goat, like it just like disappears. So I didn't know if I had gotten the goal or not, because it doesn't say like you killed, which is one of the downsides to it. So
or
I just
like
wanted to
my Ravager's just hanging out there, and you just had to go and eat it too.
Yeah, I got a
Couldn't
little.
leave
I got
anything
a
left.
little bloodthirsty. I'm sorry, but I did leave the. I did leave the statue because I wanted you to be able to revive everything, and then yeah, there's me finishing off the goat, which, like I said, I didn't know if I had killed the goal or not. I never seen what the goat's name was, so I assumed that the goat was the goal, and so I just demolished everything except for the statue, because I wanted you to, if you wanted to keep your creatures, you could go back and revive them.
So, but you still felt the need to kill them all.
Well, yeah.
Although you didn't technically kill them all, there was one Megalosaurus that escaped you. Because, again, at this point, like, I know you're destroying my base, but I'm just kind of over it.
Yeah.
But I do end up coming down there just to see if there's anything that I can save. And so, yeah, I'm just, like, had been watching you. And so I came down here. Oh, wait, no, this is the last one.
Yeah, this is where I died at. So this is just kind of bonus footage of what we did after everything was all said and done. So like you had like run down there and like you were kind of like just keeping an eye on me and like watching me run around. These might not even be in order actually. It's hard to tell what the order was for these, but I grabbed my Shinehorn back and I started like blowing these up because I wanted my gear back as just like a petty little thing.
Yeah.
Because I knew one of these had stolen my gear when it killed me. Because I had come over here and was trying to lure your Megalosaurus away from your base, and that's when I shot them. And then when they caught up to me, they pushed me in the ground.
When I found your bag, I might have stolen the Rock Drake saddle. Because I know those can be hard to make, and I was like, I'm just gonna steal this, so in case he, can't make another one. That was wishful thinking, but.
Well, all my stuff was in the Megalosaurus.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I took the Rock Drake saddle out of it.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't take everything.
Dirty thief.
Yeah, that was the only thing I did.
Yeah, I did finally catch up with you. tracked you down. You did.
Well, that's what, there was two of them.
You guys did
And
put
so
up a
then I was
fight.
like, oh, there's 3 of us. Maybe, you know, and they killed your rock drake once, so I know it's not invincible. Like, maybe we just start attacking.
Yeah,
But
rock
then-
drakes aren't actually the strongest when it comes to combat. They're good
Yeah.
at getting around, but the megalosaurus are actually stronger.
But then you killed one of the 2, or one of the 3 that I had remaining, so then I was just trying to get this one to follow me again, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was getting mad, because...
Well, and at this point it was already over. We were just
Yeah.
messing around at this point. Like, I had already won. This was just me trying to get my stuff back and just messing with you.
Yeah, and being a jerk. You couldn't just leave it at that you had won.
I mean, I could have, but this was just playing around for a couple more minutes until we got out of here. So, this pretty much wraps it up for this one. So, once again, I win. We're going to find some handicaps for me on the next one, and the next one will be going to
I don't think
extinction.
you should be able to get your creatures back.
Okay.
Well, that's rough. We'll see what happens, but yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. We appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It was as much as Aberration is rough to do, it was kind of entertaining in a way.
For you, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, hopefully Extinction fares a little better. I know that for the most part, Extinction is a lot easier in some ways, especially if you're just playing the map and you're not trying to kill the Titans. So before we go to that one, we'll think of a couple handicaps for me. I do think that me not being able to revive my creatures is a reasonable handicap. So.
Or maybe, like, you don't get the mod that you get your stuff after you die. Or
Well,
something.
that's a little that's a little much.
Hey, I need some help, man.
Yeah, we'll think of some rules, and you guys can mention it down in the comments and see see what people's ideas are, and maybe we'll run with one of those rules as well. So we hope to see you guys there, and yeah, until then, take care, guys.